Hello everyone and welcome back to Untamed Chaos. I'm feeling a bit better now. It's been a few days since I recorded the last episode, or at least my size isn't quite as bad, although as I was starting to record I felt like I had a sneeze and that feeling just kind of went away, so hopefully it doesn't come back, because yeah, that's kind of annoying. But yeah, so since the last episode, I actually did finish this list here, series goals. It actually was in the bag next to the old clipboard I named episode tasks, just so I could kind of differentiate them a bit more easily. But yeah, I will be going over that in just a second, but I also want to note another thing, which is that I ran the quarry, but since I no longer, well, I actually was in that room, and probably should have mentioned it there before coming over there, but since I no longer use this, I had to make a new ender chest, because I didn't want to just move this one away. Like, I still wanted the option to have this one, and you might have also saw in here, I have a new one, which is orange, black, orange, instead of blue, black, blue. I don't know, just decided to stick with that color theme for the moment, or something like that. So we come over here, pretty much I ran the core, I got a bunch more ores, I was short on gold. I'm really short on gold because of stuff that's been very gold intensive recently. But yeah, I was preparing a lot of stuff, mainly stuff for next episode, so yeah, you'll see that in a couple of days. But I had this little sliding door. I tried to figure out a good cover, but pretty much under this room here, I made an ender chest. It's the orange, black, orange, and it has import buses with max speed upgrades on all 6 sides of it. So yeah, it pretty much means that if items go in there, it goes out really quickly, so it can keep up with the Ender Quarry. So that's a good thing. And oh, I actually wasn't planning to note this, but I did upgrade energy cubes. I don't know, it really wasn't a big deal because they had basic energy cubes, or the stage 2 advanced, whatever it was. But I don't know, it was something like way back on my goal list. I was like, you know what, let's just upgrade them. So all these are now ultimate, even though their tooltip says basic, because Wally is broken for that. But yeah, the new solar is working really well, or it has been keeping up pretty well with my machines. But that's probably not what you want to hear about. You probably want to hear about the goal list. And oh, before I do that, one other thing, after the Erebus episode, I actually didn't edit it till after, or around the same time I was editing Monday's episode, but yeah, I did come on my test world on, the same Minecraft save of this, or different world save, same profile, whatever you want to call it. Well, I did want to test about the Sharpness 6 thing. You can get a Sharpness 6 book using that trick I mentioned about using the whetstone with an axe, but whenever you try to apply it to a weapon on the anvil, it turns into Sharpness 5. So yeah, I was a bit let down by that because I thought it actually could mean one extra level of sharpness, but it seems that vanilla doesn't allow you to do that, which is a bit disappointing. So, yeah. But the main thing I want to do this episode, or the thing I'm planning to devote the most time to, is this clipboard here of series goals. So, I have the list over here on my other window, which is actually very hard for me to read because it's at the very far side of my other monitor here. I really should position these better because, my main monitor is directly in front of me here, which makes it kind of good for looking at the camera and recording, but this one off to the side is just kind of like it would kind of be better if they were kind of positioned. Anyway, so pretty much before I get into this, I just want to note that this is kind of a final list, but more might be added to it. If some things aren't correct, I might change them. There were some more things I wanted to add, but I just wasn't ready to commit to putting them on the list, sort of thing. And, some things might be moved around, but hopefully it's pretty final. I actually spent last night and most of this morning trying to finalize the list and get everything ready, but yeah. So I guess I'll just stand here and read it. So, oh good, I was on page 1 too. So this is 16 pages of goals because I wanted to give a section for each like mod or theme kind of thing. And I try to limit it to 9 each because that's how many a clipboard could hold. I also try to leave some room so in the future I could expand it. But yeah, so let's go through each of these 16 pages and read out the goals. For the general section here, the first goal is finish the tower. Now, that might seem a bit odd because, I've been talking about the tower for so long, and at this point, it's no longer, also everything's kind of paused, which is kind of funny, like, the torch wasn't moving. But yeah, the tower, I don't know, at this point, it isn't just going to be a base. I kind of see it as more of a monument than a base itself, because, this, in my mind, will always be my base in this series, I guess, because, well, I mean, we're on episode 60, and I'm still operating out of this base. I don't think it's ever going to really stop being the base in my mind, so to speak. The tower, I want it to be a base, but it just took so long to get it where it is, and I planned so big of a scale for it that, it's more of like a monument to the series as a whole. And it's kind of like, the Achievement Hall in Ascension, or the, I forgot what I called it now. The Hall of Ascension, yeah, that was it. But that little trophy room there, that was kind of like the monument to that series, and the tower is the monument to this one, because that's where I'm going to put all the things I work towards, in a sense. Like, it's not as clear-cut as trophies, but, like the Emmy system I spent all this time grinding, the Blood Altar I've been working on, all the Thaumcraft stuff that I worked on, all the different energy cells, and all that stuff, that's kind of really the fruit of the series, is to build the tower. And I might not have realized that until recently, but that's why the tower's on here. So by the end of the series, I want the tower to be finished. I would like to actually start using the tower more as a base soon, and not just constantly running there to do stuff like power and not really making use of it. But I don't know, by the end of the series, I want the tower to be finished, all the floors to have something on them, and to at least get pretty close to the vision in my head of what I want from it. But yeah. Now, for a lot of these, I wasn't able to write the full thing. Like in my notes for the tower, it does say just finish the tower. For some of these, well, the clipboard here doesn't have enough space. So I had to read it off here to give you the full thing, but here we have set up a player relocator. This is actually something from Refined Relocation I haven't done yet. It was something I was planning to do in the tower, so we'll get to that later. For the division sigil, it actually is activate a division sigil, which I did a while ago, so I can actually check that off. Next I have make a spirit binder, also did that. Then I have make a widowless rose. Now, I might want to add other reliquary items. I could even give reliquary its own section on here, but I don't know, I just don't want to make too many tasks on this goal list that are, like too detailed, too many things. Like, I want to have stuff I do that isn't on the list, and not everything I do contributes to the list. It's a list of goals, but I don't want to kind of dictate the entire series and everything I do. So I just want to try and cover the main things from a lot of the different mods and things I have done so far. And that's why the widowless rose is on here and nothing else at the moment. There are other things from Reliquary I'd like to make, but I don't really feel there's enough in the mod to really commit to say it gets its own section of a whole bunch of things I want to do for the series goals. But yeah, I've been working so hard on getting the stuff for the widowless rose. Also, I was kind of tucking my hand, and you kind of saw it in the corner of that shot. But yeah. But the widowless rose, that's one that I have been working on for so long. And yeah, I decided that one should be on the list. Get a max level pet. Originally was going to get all pets max level, but I felt that was just so redundant. And I don't know, just get one of the useful pets, the ones downstairs, to max level. I currently can't do it because of Bedrockium. So yeah, and get an 8 times cobblestone. That would be a hard one, but once I get the cobble generation up, it's really just a matter of time. But I don't know, that's something I would like to do. It's kind of a throwback to the original Bedrockium recipe as well, because it needed 8 times cobblestone. Or at least that's how much one Bedrockium ingot was, so I don't know. I actually probably got, well, the current Bedrockium recipe is that, so I actually probably could uncraft it into a ton of cobblestone, but I'm not going to abuse my own mod pack like that. So yeah. So that's just page 1 of 16, so I kind of want to speed this up. I figured the entire episode would be mostly going over this, and also, I probably should not mention this so long in, but I'm not going to be doing another recap, mainly because it would throw off the scheduling for getting the series to episode 100 sort of thing, because episode 100 would be on a Friday, assuming there's no delays that I did my estimate right. But I don't know, I just don't really feel I need a recap. This list in itself is kind of like a recap, so that's why I'm just doing this. But next I have utilities. Now these are just different things I could make that are kind of like, furnaces, crafting tables, those kind of utilities, brewing stands. I tried to include the more substantial ones. So actually, let's just head over here. And this is one I kind of done a lot already. Kind of like a lot of the stuff on this wall. I consider that more of a utility, and I want to have goals for some of them. Now, the block breakers, I did them. They're downstairs. I could show them, but I really don't want to run there. Auto feeders, I made them a few times. Ender chest, I made both kinds. It's more meant to be ender storage, but there was an easy way to clarify the difference. Uncrafting table, that's right there. Enchantville, that's right there. Waypoints, I have one outside. Extreme furnace, that's the only one I haven't done yet. So those are the utilities I want in the series goes. There could be some more. Like I said, I kind of left blank space just in case I think of any really good ideas, or you guys suggest any good goals to put on the list. I'm not going to say ideally I want to fill every single page all the way, because there might be some blank space or some, but I feel that, leaving some space was a good idea. Most have 6 Around 6, actually, I think is the average. 6 or 7, maybe. So, next we have exploration. Now, this is actually a bit lacking, because for exploration, I just said visit the place. So it's not like completely explore and do everything there. So it's pretty much just going to all these different dimensions and stuff like that. So we have visit the Twilight Forest, the Erebus, Corrupted Sector, Deep Dark, and explore Mistcraft Ages. So, oops, I forgot that doesn't check it. We have been to these dimensions. I haven't been to the Deep Dark, I haven't done Mistcraft yet. So those are other things I would like to be doing in the future, and another reason I have kept this a bit vague is I don't want to spoil everything I have left for the other 40 episodes. Like, I don't want to say, this is everything I'm going to be working on, over the next 40 episodes. I want to say, these are things I definitely would like to do before the series ends, but kind of still leave a lot of room and things I planned that aren't on the list. So, I don't know, I don't really want to, spoil my entire series in a sense. So next we have challenges, which are mob-themed stuff. I also want to include more Lycanite stuff, or it probably would go here if I do. I wasn't sure exactly what goal to be, like taming mobs and summoning. That's something else. I think I talked about it before. It would like to be on the list somewhere, but at the moment, only defeat the Wither, the Ender Dragon, and the Ravarar. I'm going to have trouble pronouncing that, aren't I? I think I even had trouble pronouncing and saying I'm going to have trouble pronouncing it. Wow. That's the Lycanite's boss. In one of the more recent versions it was added. I tested it on creative, it's really fun, but I haven't done it in this world yet, so I actually don't know how to get the drop for subbing it, or I would probably plan to do it sooner. Actually, fun fact, originally when I was on that long break, I was planning to come back in the series and fight this guy on Halloween. Things just got delayed though, and probably a good thing I didn't try that, because I have no idea how to get summoning stuff. Like, I know the item you need, I just don't know how. And the final one is clear another Doom-like dungeon, because they're the hardest Doom-like dungeons, and I haven't tried one of them yet, so. Okay, so for Blood Magic, I've done a lot of this stuff too. Actually, I only done 2. I've been working towards a lot of it. See next episode. But yeah, so make a binding ritual, use a well of self-sacrifice on an altar, make bound armor, use a well of suffering on an altar, with pretty much well of self-sacrifice is where it hurts me, well of suffering is where it hurts mobs. So the well of suffering is something I'll get to later. Defeat all 14 demons, only done 6 of them so far, and get a transcendence orb, the highest tier. I'm 1 tier off of that right now. Now, there's a lot of other things I considered. A couple things that probably will be on this list later are make a spell and more stuff with like the alchemy brewing stuff or a goal relating to that. I can easily move these around, by the way, so I go like... I don't think I actually can control Z it, but... I could do stuff like that, so if I did want to shift all these down and put like, make a brewing standard, the alchemy brewing stuff, I could put that up there, but I don't know, there's a lot of things in some of these mods, like Blood Magic, Thaumcraft, and Botania especially, that I don't know enough about to really say these are all the goals I want, which is why they have a lot more blank space. Blood Magic is the one I've probably done the most with so far, which is why it has the most on it. So yeah, next we have Thaumcraft, and... So, Essentia Piping, that's something I want to do more in the future, but pretty much get it where I have pipes to the alembics and moving into jars. I kind of done that. It's something I probably will touch up more in the future, but as far as the goal is concerned, I think I met that. I don't know, it's kind of a wavering thing. So, I think I might just leave it blank just because I know there's more I want to do with it. I have made an infusion altar, and I did make a Silverwood wand. I got the research for the Osmotic Enchanter, but I never made it yet. So, I don't know, with Thaumcraft, I actually, I thought I had some other stuff in the mod pack I don't, so I'll be looking into that. But in Thaumic Tinker, I know there was the Kami armor, but apparently I never got the Kami mod, and it was separate from Thaumic Tinker. I'm not sure if it always was that way, and I just didn't realize, or what. Because remember way back when I was designing the mod pack, it did come up in discussion, is, the Kami armor too overpowered for the pack. And I actually thought it was in the pack when I was trying to decide if modular power suits were too overpowered. So it will probably be in the pack. No promises. Depends how well it works when I go to test the mod or look more into it. That was supposed to be a goal. I also know there's a dimension in Thaumcraft, but I don't know enough about it. And it might also go in the exploration tab and not the Thaumcraft tab, just because things sometimes might better fit there, because there's a lot of other notes I have for Thaumcraft. And I also realized I've been reading off of this, but pretty much it's setting up piping, making a fusion altar, make a wand, or the silverwood wand, make the enchanter. That's all I have ready. But there's a lot of other things in my notes, and I can't see them really well from this angle. Yep. So on to the next one, Botania. Haven't done any of this, but build the Elven Portal, defeat the Gaia Guardian, and make Terra Steel armor. Now, I know there's a lot of other things. It just was hard to make a simple goal list because a lot has actually changed since I last used Botania. Pretty much, that Thermal Lily setup I had, that doesn't work anymore. The Daybloom setup, they decay now, I believe. Or I think they actually decayed back when I had them, or should have, or I don't know exactly what. Maybe they already wilted or decayed. I haven't tested enough with it, but they're having a lot of changes, and it's one of those things where I could put, make runes or some of the more early tier steps, but I felt these are the significant things I do want to touch on in the mod. But with, I don't know, Botania doesn't have as clear as goals in my mind, or at least not the other ones. It has a lot more inventive stuff you kind of figure out yourself than, get this thing, progress to this sort of thing. So, yeah. Well, I lasted a lot longer than I expected without doing a cut there. So, yeah, actually, when I first opened the list, I thought I'd have to cut, but I managed to keep going and not need to cough or sneeze or anything like that. So, anyway, Tinkerers is next on the list. I make a knapsack, already did that. Make a level a tool to Grandmaster, already did that. I also got full yellow and red hearts. Green hearts aren't on here because even though I made them attainable, I don't think it's realistic for me to get a full set of green hearts. It's kind of like the rare items in Ascension. They're just so rare that I really don't expect to get them all. I actually haven't made a max modifier tool because I never used the notch apple upgrade. And the only other ones to make a 7x7 or max tier smeltery, which refers to the interior of them. I did test this out in creative before when I was making the list, or the goal list, and trying to see what the limits of some of this stuff was. So that's the max size. When I make the smeltery in the tower, it will be that size. I might even make 2 of that size. I don't know yet. So, yeah. Then we have thermal expansion. So I actually want to read this one off this. Make a pulverizer and redstone furnace. I did that long time ago. Make a resonant satchel with holding 4. Now all my resonant satchels are like that. Make a resonant energy cell. I did that. Make the flux infused armor set with the jet plate. I did that. It's fairly recent, but I did that. Get all the machines to resonant tier, or get all resonant machines. Pretty much one of every machine resonant tier, and I think I did that in the other episode. And that leaves make a resonant health pad. Now, like with a lot of the other stuff, there is a lot more stuff I could put on this list, but for the actual thermal expansion mod, there isn't too much I haven't had don't have access to now and couldn't do easily. Like, the health pad's actually pretty easy. I'll probably save it for another episode, not try and create it in this one. But it's actually a pretty easy thing to do, or it's just, crafting. I have all the resources, I think. So, at this point, I think it's a lot more based on automation and not the individual components of a mod like this section would be about. But I do have a few other ideas of things I could put here. Next, we have mechanism. So there's actually a lot of mechanism stuff I don't have done yet, and more than just what this list implies even. So, first we have make an enrichment chamber. Pretty much I try to cover the basic milestone of 2 times ores in the tech mod. So I did that. Make an armor jetpack. That was my first jetpack. I have it around. I think it was in this bag still. Actually, let me check. Oh, wow, that was a lot of lag. Why did that list cause lag or stuff running in the background? I don't know. It's in here, I think. Let's actually just search it real quick. Yeah, the armor jetpack. But yeah, that lag concerns me a little. Anyway, I did make an ultimate energy cube. That was the next one. It's funny, the font looks green at this angle when I know it's goldish. Set up a teleporter. I did that a long time ago. And the last 2 here are set up elite factories. Now, actually, from my understanding, factories are kind of just better versions of my machine with more inputs or something. I know they're a thing. I know they're really good for automation and processing. So when I go to the tower, that's something I did want to look more into. 5x ore processing. That's kind of what I've been saving some of the ores like shiny for. Pretty much, it's insane. It's really powerful, way better than the 2 times ore processing I have now. It's just very, very hard to do. But that is definitely something I want to do before the series is over. Now, for applied energistics, we have trying to read off this and also trying to remember. I think I can just read off the list here and not have to look over because it probably looking at the mic versus the monitor, the position is a bit off anyway. So make a basic ME system, make crystal growth accelerators or set up crystal growth accelerators, make a wireless ME system, or add the wireless stuff to the ME system, the auto crafting with the crafting CPUs, that's the next one, a 16 million storage cell, the highest tier one from extra cells, and a quantum network bridge. Now, like with the other stuff, there is some more. The main ones that come to mind are the fluid and Essentia ME stuff would probably be other goals here, but I don't know, it's one of those things like there's stuff I would like to probably do. Not really sure if I necessarily want to make them a goal, but then we have power generation. I want to give power its own section because, well, I don't know, there might be some other power stuff in the future. I was considering a while back adding another mod for power that would, I keep saying the word power, but I don't know, there's a lot more stuff with power that I could play around with, different setups to try, but for the moment, use heat generators. I did that in the wall over there in the base. Use wind turbines on top of the tower. Use advanced solar at the base and tower. Use a biofuel generator, the one from Mine Factory Reloaded. That's something I haven't done yet and would like to try at some point because it seems like a cool way to generate power, or I don't know, it just is kind of like a multi-step thing of having a farm, get food, turn it into biofuel, and use that in the generator to kind of produce. Hopefully it will be like unlimited power, like it covers the cost of all the other machines in the process. But I think it's just a very cool system and something I'd like to try setting up. Tier 6 solar panels, I only made tier 1 at the moment, and a fusion reactor for mechanism. Now that's another thing I would at least like to try. I'm not sure if I'll get it set up or how well that's going to go, but yeah, it definitely is something I'd like to try. Now we have automation. I actually haven't done much of this yet, and I actually am not ready to even check off that one, but I have, let's see, what was my terminology I used? Use a buildcraft quarry, use an ender quarry, set up a laser drill. Haven't done that yet. Pretty much, this is a bit complicated because I want to cover multiple types. I want to have the transfer node and the igneous extruder. I think that's how you say it. Igneous extruder? But I want both those methods to generate cobblestone and then compress it. So I kind of did like samplings of what I want to do so far, but I haven't actually set it up. So I don't want to mark it off yet. Then I have automate crop farms, like, you know, the farms I have upstairs. Automate tree farms, something I really need to do because I always seem to have a wood shortage. Automate essence berries and automate food production. The last one was actually a suggestion, and I don't know, I think it would be cool to automate like spawning mobs, killing them, cooking their meat sort of thing, or I don't know, there's lots of things I could do with that, but I definitely think that would be a cool thing to try at some point. Now we have other tech, which I will probably need to read off the list. Make liquipacks, did that very early on. Make a mining turtle, did that very early on. Make simple fluid tanks, did that very recently. Make an auto packager, did that also very recently. Make a Safari Net launcher and Safari Net stuff. I actually never really done that yet, which is a bit sad. So, yeah. Wireless redstone, make and use kind of wireless redstone was that one. Make a reconstructor and make modular power suits, pretty much a full set. So those are things that I also will do down the line, or goes for the series, yeah. So grinders, make a wither skeleton grinder. I was considering listing like a grinder for each mob, or saying do one for like zombies, creepers, skeletons, and spiders. But I don't know, that one didn't make the list here. But I already have a wither skeleton grinder. That's a grinder I always like to make for farming skulls, so I thought that deserved to be on the list. Use enchanted spikes. I have spikes, I haven't enchanted them, I haven't used them. Use a Mine Factory Reloaded grinder, the machine block. I haven't done that yet. Make a cursed earth spawner. I haven't done that. Make an auto spawner. I haven't done that. And make a massive grinder. So that's pretty much the one I talked about with like zombies and such. That's what I want to make. Like just a really massive grinder that has a ton of spawners, like automation with light toggles, probably wireless redstones, toggles for different types of killing methods, or I don't know. Pretty much I want to make a really big grinder at some point. And we get to the final page, the trophy room. So that's a place in the tower, and just pretty much it's some random goals, more or less. But for the trophy room, I want all Twilight trophies. You know, the ones up here. So pretty much it is complete the Twilight Forest progression and get all the trophies to put in the trophy room. make a set of Mandulant armor, make a set of shiny armor, get reinforced exoskeletal armor from the Erebus. I don't know, that's something I might just grind off camera, but I thought it was worth putting there or just having a note for it. Display the Spectre armor and display Bedrockium armor. And we get to the end of goals. So that is the current goal list. And I've done a fair bit of these, but there's a lot more unchecked than checked, I believe. So, yeah, and like I said, I will be adding to this over time. So, yeah, that's the goal list. So, that already took up a lot of the episode. And, yeah. But there are a few more things I want to do this episode. The first is something, yeah, I guess I could stay in this room to craft the stuff. So the first is something I've been waiting to do a long time. 24 catalyzing glands. So pretty much, I was like one short, or thought I was one off. I killed a creeper, got a gland. I was like, great, now I can do this. Then I realized I had 15, need 16, so I took the creeper spawners back into that dark room of the mines I showed you before, where I like to spawn stuff. I spawned a bunch of creepers, just kind of AFK there, wait for them to come up, kill them sort of thing, and ended up leaving with 24 glands. So I kind of went a bit overkill there, but I also want to get enough glands to make other stuff in the future. The reliquary has its own little brewing system. I did learn that before, but it was so long ago I now forgot it. But anyway, so now that we have the glands, I can make this item, which is so awesome. It's the Witherless Rose. It needs Fertile Essence, Nether Stars, and a Rose Bush. But these Fertile Essence each need 4 catalyzing glands. So before now, I could not... Really? You had to ruin the moment. I ran out of cactus green. Try that, fertilized essence. Just so annoying, I forgot to prepare that one thing. But there we go. A Witherless Rose. Only have 3 Nether Stars left, but with this... So, I actually haven't used this too much, but I think if you shift, it shows you... Yeah, with Nether Stars and Enchanted Rose, the holder is protected from withering. While I have this, I cannot be hit by the wither effect. It just does nothing. Or I think it should anyway. I don't remember how much I actually tried it, but pretty much this means I should be able to easily farm withers now and not have to worry about, you know, getting withered, because that's pretty much the only way they hurt me with my good armor. And that was also a goal. So now, let's see. There's a few other things, and I think I would like to do one of them real quick. Ender tanks. While doing all the other ender stuff, I realized I never made ender tanks. And I think I got this stuff ready. I think I am just meant to craft them until I run out of cauldron. Yeah, 6. I made 6 cauldron. So this is pretty much a good way to move fluids around. Like, I could take one of these and a pump to one of the mines, hook it up, and it would pump it, and then the other receiving end of the ender tank would get all the fluids. So I could put like a giant simple fluid tank in the tower, have it set to export the fluids into the from the ender tank into that simple fluid tank, and help easily fill liquids from far away, sort of thing. I don't know, it's not that big of a thing. I might never use it in the series for all I know, but it's something I want to make. Also, this should probably go in here now. Yeah, your new item. And, there is one other thing I want to make, which was on the goal list too, which is the Safari Net Launcher. I don't know why I never made this sooner, but pretty much, I didn't mention the other episode, but I did actually find a new village. I was flying around, actually trying to get an ocelot. Go figure. Okay, let me just search rubber, because I can't find it. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so this should give me enough of the sheets of plastic to make that, at least. I don't know, I might make more of this stuff off camera. Oh, I didn't know it made 2 plastics. Whoops. So pretty much what this does is it lets me shoot a safari net from a distance. Capture, release, capture. So if I have one, I can right click and shoot it. The problem was I tried with the golden lasso, and yeah, in the other episode I mentioned how I went up here and got the villagers. What I didn't mention is that way down here there's another village. And also another Thaumcraft thing with the people and a meteor. But yeah, I came out here trying to find an ocelot. No luck, because one of the things I would like to do is tame more of the useful pets. didn't have any luck finding them, but I did come across a village. It had a Mistcraft villager that sold the pages. I tried using the lasso because I knew he was important. It didn't work because every time I right-clicked it, open his shop, they used like a custom villager for that mod now, I believe. Or I remember reading something about that in change logs. But yeah. So with this and some safari nets, like the reusable one here, I probably should just make that real quick so it kind of goes with it. But, I don't know. Let's just make, yeah, they don't stack. A couple should do for now, but there's the single use and also the jailer one, which uses single use. And I have some single use, apparently. Let's just search net. So yeah, I think I got these from Dungeon. Oh, I also have that, so. But the jailer one makes it so mobs don't respawn. These are multiple use, and actually, I think I want to put it here because it's not as commonly used. And I also could do that for one of the lassos. Yay, saving inventory space. So, I don't know. And I think it was on tech, other tech. Safari net. Woohoo. Okay, so I think I will be wrapping up this episode here just because I know there wasn't a lot of cuts because I did pretty much a straight take of going over the goals list. Of course I mess up now, but yeah, so I think this should be a reasonable length, probably about 30-minute episode, and yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing the goal list at long last and kind of what I'm working towards in the series. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for goals you would like to see me try, let me know. But I don't know, I don't want to add too much to the list or pretty much I don't want to promise too much and then by episode 100 I can't deliver, because I do spend a lot of time working on stuff like making this goal list, for example. It took a lot of preparation on my part, and I don't want to commit to more than I can deliver on, especially because, you know, episode 60, it still is a lot of time for episode 100. It just feels like it's still approaching very fast, or the finale will be here in, you know, a few months. And for me, working on episodes every week, it goes by kind of quick sometimes. So, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode and seeing my goal list and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, until next time, goodbye.